This is a story that still haunts my nights. She blindsided me. I'm marrying someone else, she said. I didn't even flinch. Fine, I replied. Go live your life with him. Outside, the rain pelted the kitchen window like it had a mind of its own. I stood there with 2 mugs of coffee that had gone cold long ago, staring at the woman I'd loved for 8 years as she nervously twisted the diamond ring on her finger, the very ring I had saved for 13 months to buy, until the skin underneath turned pale. Liam, she whispered, her voice almost lost in the storm. I need to tell you something before we finalize the venue tomorrow. My stomach dropped before I could process it. 6 months engaged. The venue, the old lighthouse on the cliff, the same place we discovered at 23, drunk on cheap wine and each other. Deposit paid. Non-refundable. I set the mugs down harder than I intended. Ceramic cracked against the marble. Say it, Mara, I urged. Her green eyes, which once looked at me like I was the center of the universe, wouldn't rise above my collarbone. I've been seeing someone, she admitted. The floor seemed to tilt beneath me, literally. I clutched the counter to stay upright. 8 years flashed before me in an unbearable montage. Her laughter at my awful jokes, her gentle circles traced on my back during nightmares, the night she whispered she wanted my children while we slow danced in this very kitchen to a song that now only tastes like blood. Who? I choked out. Julian, she said. Julian, my best friend since we were 11, the one who stood by me when I proposed, clapping my shoulder so hard it left a bruise, the same Julian who'd been texting her goodnight for 4 months while I worked night shifts. I laughed, though it was jagged, broken. You're joking. I wish I were, she said, tears sliding down her cheeks, unbothered, raw and unfiltered. The storm outside intensified. The scent of wet leaves, ozone, and the faint memory of the jasmine candles she loved filled the air. How long? I asked, my voice barely steady. 7 months, she whispered. 7 months. While I picked her ring, while I promised my mother she'd finally have the daughter she always wanted, while I drifted off with her head on my chest, dreaming of a life that apparently never existed. I moved to the living room on autopilot. The couch still bore the indentation of where we'd fallen asleep watching Inception last weekend. She was curled in it like a gentle comma, and I stared at it as if strangers had left it behind. Liam, say something, she whispered. I turned slowly. You've been wearing my ring while lying with my best friend? Her face fell. I felt my voice rise, cutting through the calm I'd promised myself after the wedding.
When?
When were you going to tell me? She reached for me. I stepped back, hitting the bookshelf. A framed photo of the 3 of us, me, Mara, Julian, at last year's lake house toppled to the floor, glass shattering. In the picture, we were all smiling, invincible. I'm so sorry, she murmured. Sorry? My voice cracked. Do you even love him? Thunder rolled outside like the sky itself was enraged. Yes, she admitted. I think I'm going to marry him. My chest emptied. Marry him? Not consider? Not hesitate? She had decided while I was choosing between chicken or salmon for 200 guests who now wouldn't be coming. I let out a softer laugh. Well, congratulations, Liam. I caught myself.
No.
You don't get to cry to me about this. You don't get my understanding. She wrapped herself up like she was freezing. What now? She asked. I stared at the woman who had known my panic, who had kept inhalers in every bag because my asthma scared her, who had driven 3 hours through a blizzard after my dad died. Take the ring off, I said. Her hand trembled. Slowly, carefully, she slid it off, as if removing a bandage from an unhealed wound, placing it on the coffee table. The diamond caught the lightning, scattering fractured light across the room. I picked it up. It felt heavier than it ever had in my pocket, waiting for the perfect moment. Fine, I said, voice steady for the first time. Go live with him. Her lips parted, stunned. Just like that. You made your choice 7 months ago. I'm just catching up. She cried harder, but I was already moving toward the door. I grabbed her overnight bag, the one packed for our venue visit tomorrow, and set it by her feet. Liam, please. Keys on the hook. I opened the door. The rain hit sideways, drenching the mat. Don't come back for your things until I text you. It's okay. I don't want to see you. She lingered a moment, mascara streaking her cheeks, smaller than I'd ever seen her. Then she stepped over the broken frame, picked up the bag, and disappeared into the storm. I closed the door, locked it, and pressed my forehead against the wood. I listened to her car fade away, leaving the house eerily silent except for the rain. Sliding to the floor, the ring cutting into my palm, the shaking began, full-body tremors I couldn't control. I screamed, then let out a single, unrecognizable sound. Minutes? Hours? I crawled to the couch, finding her hoodie draped over the arm. I buried my face in it one last time, inhaling her scent, vanilla, rain, and the sting of the worst goodbye. My phone buzzed. Julian. Hey man, we need to talk. I stared at it until the screen went dark, then blocked them both. Some betrayals don't come with screams or fights. Some leave you bleeding quietly in the home you built together, holding a ring that suddenly belongs to no one. I still live in that house. The lighthouse refunded half the deposit. Pity money. I used it to repair the cracked mugs. One still bears a hairline fracture through the handle. Every sip reminds me how fragile everything truly is. And Julian's text? Still unanswered.